There's an interesting little tussle going on in the Bank of England at the moment. I don't know if you've noticed it. But on the one hand, for the last 3 months, we've got 2 members of the Monetary Policy Committee who've voted for a 0.25% increase in interest rates. And on the other hand, we've got the other 6 members, 3 of whom have recently been out making speeches, public speeches at different organisations, making the case that there shouldn't be an interest rate rise at the moment. Now, I have to say, I'm not an economist, but as being somebody who actually lives in the real economy, I can see no case at all for an interest rate rise at the moment, and I haven't seen one for years. I remember talking to a friend of mine who works for PricewaterhouseCoopers back in 2011. I don't know if you can remember back then, but in February 2011 we were being told that interest rates were probably going to rise within 3 months, around about sort of April, May time 2011. At that time I said that cannot be true, there's no reason to put up interest rates. The economy was obviously even in a far worse state than it is now, and the housing market was completely bombed out. But there seems to be this constant chatter the whole time about the need to increase interest rates. But the interesting thing is this: if you look at the economic stats at the moment, everything seems to be going a little bit backwards. The housing market has lost momentum and in some places is going backwards, and I'll talk about that a little bit more in a different video. But exports aren't doing that great. Obviously we're influenced by the Eurozone, that's not doing that great. The world economy is slowing down. There's nothing really. Inflation has been falling and is now at, for the UK, pretty low levels. And there's really no reason to be even thinking about putting interest rates up at the moment. Hence why all this chitter-chatter about putting them up in November, which I never thought was going to happen, has now become perhaps the middle of next year. Now I'm going to stick my neck out, and I'm probably going to be wrong, but I'm going to say that we're not going to see interest rates rise probably until 2016. Now, if I am wrong, and interest rates do go up next year, this is what I think will happen. Mark Carney's already said many, many times that when interest rates do start going up, it's going to be slow and gradual. But even so, you see so-called economic experts saying that they're predicting 1/4 point every 3 months. Well, that's not slow and gradual, and particularly when you're starting from a base rate of 0.5%. And they're talking about base rate being 3% at the end of 2017. Cannot see it. Far too big a jump. Psychologically, we're all getting used to this 0.5%, and although it's called an emergency rate, we've had it now for 5 years. It's becoming the normal rate. And to jump from 0.5% to 3% would just devastate the economy, because we're all getting used to that. Mark Carney, as I say, has said it's going to be slow and gradual. He's also said that there's a significant time lag between any increase and seeing the effect of that increase. So it's not going to be 0.25% every 3 months. They're going to want to stick interest rates up and then look at it for a good long while to see what the effect on the economy is. And it's going to take at least 6 months, if not longer, to see the effect of each interest rate increase. So my prediction, for what it's worth, is it's going to be far slower than the experts are saying. If we see 3% by the end of 2017, I'll be amazed. If we see an interest rate next year, 2015, I'll be surprised. I reckon we're looking at 2016. If it happens in 2015, then I think it'll probably be like 0.25%, and then they'll sit on it for 6 months, 9 months to see what happens, because they're very, very worried about what's going to happen. It's not just about the mechanics of the economy, it's about the psychology. When people start seeing interest rates going up, our mindset is going to change. Free spending goes out the window. People are going to be thinking, I need to hunker down, start saving. You know, that we don't know where interest rates are going to end up. People just don't understand. So any increase is going to have a disproportionate psychological effect, and we all know that markets run on sentiment. So that's my thoughts. I'm probably wrong, but I just thought I'd throw it out there.